Hey everyone, today I'll be reviewing this spider MOC that I made. This MOC took me probably about an hour and a half, and I'd like to say it's about 200 pieces maybe. This is not a very big MOC. Here's one of my most recent MOCs, and that's about a 12-inch MOC. And here's the spider up next to him. The top of his abdomen is probably about 8 inches right there. And I'm sure I could get him to stand up a little bit higher, but it's not a very big MOC, so it's not super intimidating. This isn't my typical style of MOC. I don't usually try to build things that actually look organic. Usually I build mechanical stuff, as most of my longtime subscribers would know. But this, I think, is a pretty good looking spider. I don't know, it doesn't look obviously real, and there are some bad gaps, and it's not the best, but I do think it looks pretty good for one of my first actual organic looking MOCs. The head is definitely the best part of this MOC. I think it looks really good. I only put 7 eyes on this head just because it's kind of supposed to be an alien spider, and I just decided that 7 eyes would look better, especially with the big red eye at the very front. I don't remember where I got this maroon spike piece, but it works very well for a tongue. It has 8 teeth, 2 are at the very back, and so you kind of can't see them whenever his head is just straight forward. Those 2 don't move, and those 2 don't, but these front 2 move out quite a bit, so you can really splay the teeth in the front. I think it's a good look having his teeth closed in, though, or just slightly out. I think that's the best look. All 8 legs have the same underlying structure. The only difference is that these 2 front legs have these 3.0 spike pieces on them, and the rest of the legs have these black spikes on them. And that's the only difference in the leg designs. I used 10 of these brown spike pieces, and I used 8 of those black ones. All of the black ones are used inside of his legs, and then the 2 other brown ones are used on his abdomen. His abdomen looks pretty good. It does have a gap right there, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter because this isn't supposed to be a professional display MOC or anything. I used the 2 body armor plates that I got from Chewbacca. The hairy one faces up just so you can see the hair design on it. I used Hero Factory fist pieces in brown to cover up some space right there, and I think those look pretty good. Then I used Chewbacca's shin plates to kind of curve up to the very tip of the abdomen. Unfortunately, they hang over a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. The underside of his body is very uninteresting. There's no details really to be observed or anything. You're never really supposed to view this MOC from that side anyway. The back looks pretty good. I used 2 chest plates, as you can see, and then I used some Lego pieces to cover up some technicals, as you can see. And then I used one of those Star Wars buildable figure dome armor plate pieces, or it's not really even much of a dome. It's just kind of a circular armor plate. But I love those armor plates. I use them as much as I can because they're very useful and they cover up a decent amount of space. And since it's in black, it blends in nicely. This MOC is kind of hard to stand because it's oddly heavy and its legs are all pretty loose. I couldn't find all of these connector pieces in, a stable one. I couldn't find a bunch of those that had good friction, so some of the legs are very loose, so it's kind of hard to post this MOC in some ways because it will slide very, very easily, so that's unfortunate. This MOC is more of a concept. It's not really a finished product, I would say. I might eventually go back and take his head off and make a cooler looking spider design. I do think this is a pretty good concept, but it's definitely not as good as it could be. I really like the head, and so I'll probably keep that up, but his body will probably be broken pretty soon. Overall, I think this is a pretty good looking spider design, but it's not just overly cool. And that's really all I have to say about this MOC. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos.